Thank you for joining me. I want to show you a yoga practice for post-hiking, post-walking. I do a lot of walking myself, and I do a lot of leg workouts, so my legs are often sore. And a lot of yin yoga practices that are targeted in the lower chakras are very good for helping you to recover from excessive walking. And when I originally thought about doing this, I thought about just doing yoga poses for the legs. But it turns out there are more muscles involved in hiking than just your legs. All of the muscles that are involved in hiking are the glutes, the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the calves, but your chest, your shoulders, your lower back, and your core and your obliques are also involved in hiking. There's a bit of twisting involved. If you've got a backpack on, your shoulders are involved a bit more. And one muscle for me that's often sore are my hips. So one stretch that I like to do before yoga is I just like to grab my leg. My hip just popped there. And I like to just do very slow knee or ankle rotations. So you're rotating the knee and the ankle. So you're grabbing the ankle. Rotate it in the opposite direction. And breathe. As the ankle comes towards you, exhale. As it comes away from you, inhale. Do the next. As the ankle comes towards you, exhale. As it comes away from you, inhale. Switch directions. And just to start out, seated, cross-legged, we'll just do a butterfly pose. So both of your feet are going to meet. You can bring them just a few inches away from your butt. Make sure that your back is straight. You can either grab for your feet or you can push your knees away from one another. Every time you extend your spine to the ceiling, you inhale, and on your exhales, bend a little deeper into the pose. I'm just going to hold these poses for 5 breaths. Straightening your back on the inhales and bending and going deeper into the pose on your exhalations. When you're ready, you can use both your hands to bring your knees towards each other. You can hug your knees into your chest. Hold this for 5 breaths. Again, straighten your back, align your posture on your inhales and on your exhales. Sink into the pose. We're going to start in Paschimottanasana. So with your hands at both sides of your hips, make sure your lower back is straight, chest pointing out, shoulders lowered. Bring your arms up to the sky when your back is straight and reach for your legs or for your feet, whatever is accessible to you. straightening your back and your posture and the pose and your inhalations, and on your exhalations, lowering yourself into the pose and deepening. We don't get into the full expression of the yoga pose. We gently bring the body towards it with every breath. When you're done, you can very slowly bring yourself back into Dandasana with your hands at your sides. You're going to bring your right leg to meet your bottom. Bring your left leg behind your right knee for half fish pose. This is going to work the obliques. On your inhalation, lift your arm up and wrap your arm over your left leg. With each inhalation, straighten your back and your posture in the pose, and with each exhalation, bring yourself deeper into the pose. Breathe into the open area in the side of your oblique. Your left oblique should be open. Your right is going to feel a bit closed. Breathe into the opening in your body. When you're ready, bring yourself back to face the front of your mat, lowering your legs in front of you. This time, lifting your right knee and bending your left knee, bringing your left foot to your butt, bringing your right knee on the outside, your right foot on the outside of your left knee. On your inhalation, lift your arm up to the sky. With each exhalation, twist yourself, going deeper into the pose, making sure that your back is straight, your shoulders are lifted down, away from your ears, and making sure that your neck is also straight. Each inhalation, straighten your posture. Each exhalation, go deeper into the pose. Really breathe into the opening in your right oblique this time. The right side of your chest should feel open. When you're ready, bring yourself back to face the front of your mat. Maybe just going into butterfly pose a little bit. Doing whatever feels right. And this time, I'm going to have you sit on your heels. And this is really going to help with any of the tension that you've developed in your calves, in your hamstrings, in your thighs. On your next inhalation, I want you to lift your toes, and you're going to sit on your toes this time. Make sure that your back is straight, your posture is straight. And try to make sure that all 5 toes are on the mat. Some of you might have 4 toes. I'm pretty sure most of you are going to have 5 though. So make sure all of them are making contact with the mat. There's no pain. There may be some discomfort, but that is the point of this little stretch. It should start to feel intense. Just breathe in to any discomfort you feel. ready, bring your toes back onto the mat, maybe beat the tops of your toes on the mat to stretch them out a bit, relieve some of that tension. And next I'm going to go into camel pose. So we're going to very gently bring our toes back onto the mat, and very slowly and very gently we are going to reach for the back of those toes. And if you can't reach for the backs of the toes, you could just reach for your lower back. Whatever's accessible for you right now, do that. And breathe in again. Every inhale, you're straightening out your posture. Every exhale, you're going a bit deeper into the pose. This pose is very good for the lower back, good for the chest. It is a heart-opening yoga pose. So you're going to want to point your chest as high as it can go. Look back. When you're ready, bring yourself back up very slowly and very gently. If you feel dizzy at all, bring your chin down to your chest and just hang out here for a bit. Take very slow breaths until you can regain a bit of your composure. Maybe open your eyes. Sometimes when we get dizzy during yoga poses, it can help to close the eyes. That kind of internalizes our focus. Next, I'm going to get you to bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And with a straight back, on the next inhale, reach up and bend over with a straight back, shoulders behind you, reaching for your left foot. Again, not going into the full expression of the posture right off the bat. Just taking a shallow approach, very gently and very smoothly. With each breath, you're both straightening out the posture and you're going a bit deeper in it. I'm trying to exaggerate the movements. You're not going to move as fast as I am through the poses, but just to show you what I mean, I'm trying to exaggerate. Straightening my posture out and going a bit deeper into it. Because this is a key to a good yoga practice. It's not forcing anything, not forcing injury upon the body. Just allowing your healing and allowing your practice to happen. I was never, because of my existing injuries, I was never able to force my yoga practice. I always had to modify my poses and modify everything that I was doing so that I could do it. So I never had the privilege of being able to force myself. And through that, I feel I've learned a valuable lesson, and that's why I pass it on. And when you're ready, bring yourself back up. Again, you can go back into butterfly pose, whatever feels good for you. To end this out, I'm just going to do a bit of cat-cow, which is going to be good for the shoulders and for the lower back. Inhalations, you're going to arch your back, lifting your buttocks and your head up to the sky. On your exhalation, you're going to arch your back again for cat. Cat-cow is a kind of a different pose because we're not, each time we enter cat and cow, we're getting into the full expression of the pose much quicker than every other pose. But we're still holding that smooth transition and mindful movement. And whenever you're done, you can end in Balasana or Child's Pose with your arms extended out in front of you, legs either together, knees together, or legs apart, knees facing either end of your mat. When you're ready, you can exit Child's Pose. And I want to do one more. So this is waterfall or legs up the wall. You might have a bed frame or a wall that you can put your legs up against. And even if you don't have a bed frame or anything, you can just hold your legs up like this, maybe keeping your thighs up, your arms, maybe lowering them to the mat. But this pose is amazing for lower back pain. It's going to help reverse the blood flow, because if we've been hiking for the past hour or so, the blood flow has just been flowing down to our legs. So we want to reverse that blood flow and have the blood flow pumping up towards the heart. And maybe if it's accessible for you in your practice, you could do a shoulder stand to really help reverse your blood flow and send it all the way up to your brain. Depending on what your availability is for your practice today, hold that pose for a few more breaths. And whenever you're ready, you can exit. Again, if you have shortness of breath, if you're dizzy, you can drop your chin to your chest. Just hang out here for a bit until the room stops spinning. So the main things that we want to do to reverse the stress that hiking causes to us is reverse our blood flow, provide some stretch and some more stability and some more muscle building to the areas that we already use, as well as massaging those areas and getting rid of the tension and getting us ready for another hike tomorrow. So thank you for practicing yoga with me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to learn any more yoga from me, please click the link below. I hope you have a good night.